Are we all strapped in? Are we all ready? It's the Magic Hat Show, episode 11. Boys and girls, ladies and gents around the world, welcome, where you have three guys, Lee, Jam and Gabs, one club and no drama. Well, I don't know about today because it's going to be kicking off today. Thank you everyone once again. Thank you to all our new followers on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you.
Once again, it's the Renegade Master.
Once again, I have to put a lick of whoop whoop. Once again. So thank you for following us. And anyone wishing to follow us on both platforms, please do so at the Magic Hat Show. So what do we have for you today? We have a quick overview of our game against Molde. What is it, Jamal? Molde? And then we'll get stuck in. We'll get our vampire teeths into the Villa game yesterday. Mm-hmm. Then, second segment, we will be looking at the players' performance individually and the manager's performance. And we'll see who played for the badge and who goes in the bin. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a bumpy ride. Then, what we're going to do, we didn't manage to do it last week, so we're going to do it this week, is the criticism towards Arteta fair
and justified?
And is it justified? And especially, after yesterday's game, last night's game.
Yeah,
so,
it's a lot of criticism.
What we're going to do, we're going to go back down memory lane. Shout out to the Chung fam. They're the ones that came with the catchy chorus, back down memory lane. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's part 3 of the centre backs, the best and the worst. Dun, dun, dun. So we'll be going back down memory lane. And then we've got, yes, you've guessed it, once again, we've got the interlull, where we have Gareth Southgate football. So yes, we will be taking that international break. Yawn. Yep. But what we'll do our next match predictions for when we return after the international breaks, and that is against Leeds at Ellen Road. Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, big game.
Oh, where do we start? Anyway, what I need to say is what time of day it is. It could be morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Welcome to the Magic Hat Show. I know there's some of you that will be listening to this in your car. Lawrence, I know you'll be cruising, listening to us. So big up to you, my good man. Dele, yes, you too. And all the rest of the people out there around the world listening to us. So we're going to go to Maldives.
Without any further ado.
Any further ado, let's kick this off.
Well, I must say that the Molde game, some people were hyped about the game. They were calling for
5-0.
Well, not 5-0. They were calling for Willock to be, promoted on the fast track into the first team based on his performance against Molde.
Yeah.
And I will say that he did play well.
Yeah.
But there was nothing in his performance to warrant him being promoted to the first team.
Yeah.
I thought the team, again, made unnecessary hard work, but it was a good test.
Yeah.
It was a good test for the team.
Yeah.
And having watched Bayern Munich against Dortmund
jealousy crept
on Saturday. I know jealousy crept in. Well, literally didn't crap in either. But
Proper game, yeah.
It was a reminder of how far we are away from even competing with the top boys
in football
in the Champions League.
Yeah.
We struggled against Molde, and Bayern Munich against Dortmund was a top draw game.
It was a
Passes
top draw game.
Finishes were unbelievable. I'm glad we're not in the Champions League because we'd be getting record losses against some of these teams.
What I wanted to say is because, sorry to cut you, Games, I'm very, very jealous when I hear the Champions League music.
Absolutely.
And we have to hear dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Yeah.
the Europa League music.
I'm not jealous. I'm glad we're not in the Champions League because we'd be embarrassing ourselves.
It's not like, don't you think against the better sides we tend to do well? But it's just
how did we do well against Molde? We made a pig's ear out of it.
If you compare our performances, if you compare up games against the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and you compare and you contrast that to
Molde, Rapid Vienna, Dundalk.
Exactly, and
where we have to be on the front foot.
Villa. So I think in matches where we're the underdog, we tend to do well. But when the onus is on us to actually create and take control of the game, we get exposed. I think, and that's exactly what happened yesterday.
Well, we're not going on to yesterday's game just yet. We're going to get our vampire teeth in that, but. With Molde, I thought they were a decent outfit.
They were very well drilled.
They were a very good team.
They were well drilled.
I thought they
pressed us first half. They hurried us. Like, they were forcing mistakes.
Yeah.
And I was actually, sorry to cut you, Gab.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I was actually,
talking about
I was actually surprised at some of the team selection because I didn't expect Willian to start. That was
for against Molde.
Yeah, because
who
if you're
else
going to
was
play,
he going to start?
I would expected.
No, I think Reece would have played, but he was injured.
He's injured,
so I think that's.
I would have liked Lacazette to play in that game.
Oh,
let's not get started with Lacazette, or else we're going to have a 2-hour rant about Lacazette. So let's.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do like the song says. We're going to save the best till last. So,
firstly, my main complaint, right, is what is up with commentators in this country? Why can't they pronounce these names? Who is Aubameyang?
Yeah, they've always been shit, Gab.
Who's Aubameyang? Tony Adams kept banging on about this player called Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Tony Adams, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel's Aubameyang. He's playing. It's like who's Aubameyang? I don't know who he is. And then the other clown was Karen Carney.
No, but a lot of them get
and she was calling Nketiah. So who's this Nketiah bloke? It's not difficult.
Yeah.
Nketiah Aubameyang.
Yeah, if you abbreviate it.
It would have been fun listening to them pronounce Awa.
Oh my gosh. But back to the game, I have to say, in the first half, Pepe, nobody's going to tell me anything about Pepe. Nobody's going to sing any songs to me about Pepe. Little boy lost in the wilderness trying to find himself. He was abysmal.
He scored a goal and assist.
He was abysmal. That doesn't cover anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't tell.
A lot of people would rather have him than Willian right now.
Yeah, but...
Really? They're just as bad as each other?
They're just as bad. They're not pulling up any trees. Either of them. Either of them are not pulling up any trees.
That's true. But
I thought, for myself, I've put down Willian, Ceballos and Willock were the three best performers in the first half. Now, I don't know whether you two can remember the game.
No, I do remember it. And I thought, when I think we got that goal by Molde, by the way.
Yeah.
Top draw goal.
Brilliant goal.
Wish we had somebody who could shoot from distance like that.
Can you jog my memory? How did they score?
The guy, it was a break. We lost the ball in the middle of the pitch. It was passed on quickly.
As we do. Oh, yes.
And then he bent it into the far corner.
Yeah.
It was a quality goal.
It's a brilliant goal.
Yep.
It's a brilliant goal. But I think those that were trying to carry the fight were the three that you mentioned. But I've got to give it to them.
I think the equaliser I really liked because it wasn't
that's the first time I've seen that.
Because just watching Willock run off the ball, and we'll come on to that later. Like half of scoring sometimes is just how badly do you want to get to the end of that ball. Yeah, right?
He busted a gut. I must admit.
I think
he was a star man for me.
Absolutely.
He was a star man. However, he has got to do more.
Absolutely.
Which is what Arteta said.
But don't you think he at least...
To be on the bench?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, man.
Like,
I don't know.
What is he going? What you want from the bench is somebody who's going to do something.
Come on and do something.
He's not going to do something. He's not going to do anything.
He can do something.
He's not going to do anything.
Willock
you
just
don't
brings
know.
energy.
No, but he's doing what he needs to do now. He's
in the Europa League.
In the Europa League.
That's all the games that he's got.
Well, do it more often.
Yeah.
He should be.
You can't base it on 2 games.
Out a lot of players
You
that
can't
could be
base-
useful.
Like Koo, how can you base it on 2 games and say, after 2 good games
this guy
against
had 2 good
average
games.
operation,
No,
against
play
average
Jamal.
teams, we're going to play him in the Premiership.
I would rather have Willock, just
Jamal, clutching at
walking
straws.
around than
A lot of Arsenal fans
watching
are
Lacazette
clutching at straws.
missing chances.
A lot of Arsenal fans are clutching at straws when it comes to the introduction
That's
of
true.
Pepe and Willock and Ozil.
But you're talking about you'd rather Willock than Lacazette. Willock isn't even going to play in Lacazette's place. Where's he going to fit?
I think I'd rather have him
Willock
come on
brings
rather.
energy. Correct. He
Yes.
brings energy, and he has done that
Yep.
when he's featured in Premiership games, whether he started or come off the bench. He brings energy, but his end product is what's lacking.
That's the
it
whole
lacks.
team. But that's the whole team. How would you?
It lacks from him. When we were firing,
Yeah.
he still lacked. Let's take the Wolves
Product is
game last
lacking
season.
in Willian, is lacking in Pepe, is lacking in
Fair enough.
Lacazette.
Yeah, but
Fair
Is
enough.
lacking in.
Fair enough.
But what experience?
Aubameyang.
But at least Willian is
But-
going to bring some experience. What experience is Joe Willock going to bring
It's
other
not
than his
experience.
energy?
He will bring desire,
passion
passion.
because he did it. Passion. That
Oh,
old
just
chestnut.
that old chestnut.
Come on, exactly. The passion.
From the Roy Keane handbook. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah.
Tumbleweeds are passing by now. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, anyway,
What happened to Smith Rowe?
at the end of the day,
Where's
listen,
Smith Rowe?
He's probably not ready.
probably
just
not
yet.
ready, man.
Probably not ready just yet.
He's not
bit
ready.
like-
Listen,
A bit like
Yeah.
we,
Joe.
all of us here, right?
Yes, yeah,
We call council, right?
yeah.
And we want all of our youth to succeed.
Yep.
We want, but if they're not ready, they're not ready.
Fair enough.
Joe Willock is not ready.
Let him do it in the Europa League.
Yeah.
And I want him do it in the group stages, but then when the big teams drop out of the Champions League,
Let's see what
do
you
it
do.
again. Do it for the whole season. Then you'll have a claim and a stake and be pushing for the
Of
first
course,
team.
Of course.
But at this moment in time, we saw last season when he was playing in the first team, he didn't bring anything.
Yeah.
He's doing well. Yeah,
He's doing very well.
He's doing well in the Europa League against Mulder and Dundalk. But when those top boys come down,
Yeah.
do it again.
He didn't produce
And then
it for me.
and then Arteta will rightly give him his spot because in his interview, Arteta did say, "I want to see him do it
On
consistently."
a consistent basis.
2 games is not consistency.
It's not. And that goes for Pepe as well.
Well, 5 minutes would be nice from Pepe. 5 minutes of consistency would be nice.
Here we go. Heat map and stats on Pepe's game.
Listen, a lot of Arsenal fans would
Right.
rather have Pepe consistently play on that side
Than Willian.
than, yeah.
Yeah, but what does
Okay,
Pepe
fair enough.
you
What
know,
does he bring though?
What does he bring?
Goals and assists.
Goals
And then
assists.
coming
Well,
back?
Where was his goals
You know?
and assists yesterday?
By
Where
Coming
was
back?
his assists
how
yesterday?
many minutes? He was at least taking a shot, for God's sake.
Well, so it was. Well, that doesn't get us any goals taking shots, does it? If you
at
miss,
least take a shot, you
you
know.
might as well miss by a mile if you miss by an inch.
Well, he did
Listen,
miss by a country
Listen,
mile when he
he's
took the shot.
our
He's our what?
star signing.
No,
Right,
he's our
he
most
got 72
expensive
million
signing.
pound.
He's
right?
not our star signing.
Listen, play him and listen. Our whole attack.
Did he not play last season, week in, week out?
We'll get to that game, but
Yes.
let's just wrap this game up.
Okay. So what did we think?
I
We
think
thought that
it was a good exercise.
yeah, it was a
So-
good team. Wasn't expected
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
They were a good outfit. They pressed.
Ole FC. Yeah.
Yeah, they pressed, they hustled, they harried. But our class, I felt, shone
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
in the end. And
Yeah.
we got the goals
Yep.
to make the game look like, okay, it was a beating.
Yeah.
In that game, I thought I took some notes while watching the game. Willian's corners were diabolical. You know, his dead balls are pathetic.
Current theme of the season.
Yeah, of the team, across the team. Can't we find somebody who can take a decent corner?
Yeah,
There's not a big, a
I've
big
got
wallop in the
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
I've got to agree because
Yeah.
Tobias is poor. Pepe's mediocre. Who else takes corners?
Everybody's had a go at it. You know, I think they'll start going. If the fans were there, they'd start asking fans,
I want to play.
Who can take a corner? Who can take a corner? You can come and have a go.
Yeah, that was, You
know, but Willock, I liked his desire. You know, he burst into the box for that goal. He got fouled as well by that other guy. He was fouled twice by the same person, I think.
Yeah.
And I think he did very well. Saka was quite good in that game.
When he came on, and Nene, when they came on, they made a difference. Yeah.
And look, even Owen Hargreaves was talking about, you know, he agreed with you saying that Joe Willock has shown consistency, but I have to disagree with him on that.
They love.
He's not lying.
Sport.
He's not lying, is he? He's shown consistency in Europa games, Europa League games.
Yeah,
but I think it's not good enough to be in the Premier League side.
You can argue he's not good enough to start a game, but he at least deserves, in my opinion, a place on the bench, especially with the dearth in talent on the bench yesterday. There was nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So we wrap that up, and then we go to the 7:15 kickoff Sunday evening. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 3. Now, who wants to start?
I will start again.
Do we have to talk about this?
For me, I was seething after this game. I was seething during the game because, you know, I didn't even speak in our group.
You didn't speak.
I was raging. And if I'd have bumped into anybody while I was out, I'd have given them a good kicking. Oh, man, if somebody even looked at me the wrong way, violence would have ensued.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah.
But I had to go out for a walk.
It's funny what football does to you.
Yeah, I had to go out for a walk. I was mad as hell. But once I calmed down...
The red mist had cleared.
Yeah, once the red mist had descended and the headache had gone, it was like, you know what? It's a blessing in disguise. Because... Like we were saying before, you know, we lost to Liverpool and Manchester City when we shouldn't have. Well, especially Manchester City and Leicester when we shouldn't have, and it was a wake up call that we're not quite where you think you are.
Yeah,
and I think the same thing can be said for this game. Yeah, we beat Manchester United.
Oh,
but
God, we done the Arsenal, didn't we?
We are not where we want to be. You are not where you think you are.
Yes.
Yeah. You need to beat Man United, and then you need to go and beat Villa, and then you need to go and beat Leeds. That's how football works.
But didn't we say that last week?
Well,
we said we weren't getting carried away. Yes, we were singing songs of delight. Yeah. Yes, we were jubilant, but we said we can't get carried away because these two teams can beat us.
Absolutely.
And with this game, it was like Nino from New Jack City saying to G-Money... Yeah. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. That's exactly what it was. It was like, you upstarts.
But they had
carried
everything
away because you won against Man United.
Exactly.
Yeah. So carry on, sorry.
No, go on, Jamal.
Yeah, I thought wet, gloomy night. I thought, thank God that fans went there. Cause
they would have got it.
It would have kicked off. Oh, my God.
They would have got it.
Would they have got it? Because... Would the players have been so lackadaisical?
If the fans would have gotten their case,
and they would have felt
it, they would have stepped up.
Exactly.
You're making Jack Grealish look like prime Kaka.
Yeah, I think we kind of got carried away with the win last week because...
And rightfully so.
Yeah. And
rightfully so.
Because
we got over the hoodoo, and it wasn't fluke. It wasn't a fluke game.
Yeah.
We done everything right in that game.
Yeah.
And we could see from the City and Leicester game that we just needed to come up with that performance, start on the front foot against United and stifle their play, which we did.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it's like the Monsters have jacked their powers.
Yeah.
Space Jam talk.
I think you'll see a lot this season. I think with a lot of teams, like if you look at Villa, you know, they beat Arsenal and
Liverpool.
10 goals against Arsenal.
However,
Liverpool,
they came into this game what? conceding 7
Can't
goals
see 7 goals themselves, so
in
they
2
lost.
games.
They're probably going to lose their next game.
Yeah.
They're going to lose their next game.
So it's going to be roundabouts like that. But the thing that disappointed a lot of people is just
The manner.
It's the manner of the defeat.
Yeah. So,
But the upside
the lack of
this,
fight is as well, because the worrying thing for me, and
You know what?
I've noticed it in the second half of a Leicester game, once the opposition scores a goal, the reaction is poor.
You know what it was? It's just that, for me, I don't think Villa had to do much in this game.
No.
I think all the 3 goals
Yeah.
were handed to them.
On a plate.
They were handed to them.
Right?
Or we could have, you know, eliminated them.
Yeah.
Because the first goal was, oh my God, what were they doing?
We were just admiring them.
They were
The
admiring
first goal.
them.
Let's talk about the first goal.
But the thing is, before you go on to that,
Yeah.
it's how we got bullied
well,
in that game.
Jack Grealish just brushed
Oh my
Bellerin.
goodness.
Bellerin off like
it
he was a
He
toddler.
just like swatted him like a fly. It was.
And this
I
is
did-
a
I did-
guy.
and I did tell you about them shorts.
Yeah,
If he didn't have them shorts like that, he'd have.
Yeah.
There wouldn't have been any issues.
Yeah.
No, it's the Zoolander thing.
But I think as well, Partey going off for halftime. I think when the game, I fear for this team when the game is stretched
Mhm.
and we chasing a game. The type of player that you can't lose is him.
But you see
Right?
what it is? Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you
Yeah.
again. But we've been talking about creativity and
Yeah.
there's lack of it.
Yes.
So then when we went a goal down,
Yep.
did you feel that we could score in that game?
Yes.
I always feel
We had a
can
chance.
score.
I just don't, I couldn't see it.
I couldn't see in the second half.
I couldn't
right?
see
But from the first
where the
half,
goals were going to come from.
I could see it. While it was 1-0, I could see it. But
Yeah.
we then look at the other end of the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And when the chance came,
Yeah.
what happened?
Lacazette.
Mr. 50
Yeah,
pence
Mr.
head put it in the stands.
Yeah, but
And like I said,
yeah.
this is the season Lacazette. This is it for Lacazette.
He's gone, man.
Arteta said
Yeah.
recreated chance, but we couldn't even hit the target.
And we have to be
not-
real ruthless.
No, but he
Yeah.
said, I'm not looking at anybody and I'm not going to speak about anybody, but
We
you
know
are-
it's Lacazette.
we know who you're talking about.
We know it's Lacazette. We know Willian.
All he had to do was head the ball. I'm not saying all he had to do because, I probably couldn't do it myself. But as a professional footballer, you've seen it done time and time again. Head the ball back the way it came from. It's wet.
Yeah.
Head it into the ground.
And it's in.
It's in.
It's in.
But I don't know what kind of
his
head
middle
it is.
name right now should be Shamak. It's awful.
Shamak would have put that in.
Shamak would have
my
scored.
God. It was scored, yeah?
Shamak would have put that in.
Okay,
Because
Alex,
Shamak is renowned for heading.
Alex Bentner then.
Who?
Nicholas
Bentner, would you
Lord
take
Nicholas
Bentner?
Bentner.
Bentner, yeah. Nicholas
Bentner would have buried that header.
Bentner would have buried it.
I doubt it.
What?
You're
Listen.
talking about these guys that are good with their head.
Bentner would have buried that. That would have come off his head like a bullet.
Adebayor would have buried it.
Yeah, Adebayor would have scored.
He would have buried it.
Yeah.
So, for me, there was too many.
He had the
And those
least
are-
touches. Yeah.
Those are the margins, like we've said before. Those are the margins we're dealing with. We don't create many chances. But even if you do create many chances,
You've got to score. You've got to put them away.
Yeah.
You've got to put them away.
But once it went to 2-0, I was like, we've got no chance of getting back in this game.
I said before the goal went in, the second goal went in, I said, if Villa score, it's game over. And then we were all
over.
We went to pot.
Let's talk about
it
that
could
first.
have been 6-0.
Well, when it went to 3-0,
it
Villa,
could
we
have been.
were all over the place.
We
just
were
kinda-
all over
Shambles
the place.
at the
The
back.
Keystone
Yeah.
Cops in a full effect.
Yeah.
That's what we were.
I think.
But I've got to say, I think it was great. Because like when we did the amateur football and we were having discussions about Olympia and we were saying, what is it? We're going to find out about the team when things go wrong. This is what Arteta's going to find out about this team after this loss. And he said it.
Mm-hmm.
And Arteta's going to find out about himself.
Well, he said.
These are,
He
you
said.
learn more about yourself in times of, trouble than when things are going right. So we're going to see what this team is made of, because their heads, towards the end of that game, their heads are, they'd lost it. Aubameyang, he didn't storm off the pitch, but he was pissed.
Arteta was
Arteta was furious.
He was fuming.
So on Match of the Day, they had Arsenal lack of creativity stats, right? Where we goals, 9 goals in 8 games, we 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Shots, we 15th.
Well, look at the chance Bellerin had
in opposition box. With
Bellerin should have pulled 13. The trigger.
Yeah,
he done. He
passes.
He created a chance for himself.
Passes and crosses into the opposition box.
Mm-hmm.
With 13th again. So final third, we're shocking.
Didn't Bellerin create a chance for himself?
Yeah.
And then he passed it instead of just taking a shot.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Bellerin.
Yeah,
pulled the trigger.
Pulled the trigger. Yeah.
And that's what we're not doing. I keep on saying
our best chance came. Okay, apart from that, like I said, miss. Our other chance came from one centre back passing to another centre back.
Yeah.
And
but the thing is, Arteta knows this. This is why they went after Aouar. The club, the people that the hierarchy know this. They didn't quite get Aouar over the line, but, and this is a question that I wrote down because it popped into my head today.
Yeah.
Don't bring Ozil's name into this.
See, is it time to bring Ozil back?
Do not bring Ozil's name into
Watching yesterday was so demoralizing
because we can't create shit.
We can't. However, we've put Ozil. It was a clean slate. And we've given Ozil enough chances.
Okay.
We've given him enough rope.
So we're talking
and he's
about
himself.
We're talking about Aouar, Ozil. But Arteta, for me, he has to get the most out of the players that are currently playing.
Exactly.
Right? But that's an option, right?
I can't stand Ozil, but I looked at yesterday and I was like, we've got no creativity.
Yeah, look at the opposition.
We've got no creativity.
Who's running the game?
We can't find
Grealish and
we can't
Barkley,
find that slide. Jack Grealish is a great player.
He's a good player.
Barkley.
Barkley's not rubbish, is he?
No, he's not rubbish, but we made Grealish look at
Messi. Yeah.
Well,
not a single tackle.
He's not the only player. We're not the only team he's done that to.
I reckon Grealish was just having a laugh because this is the only game where no one was fouling him. He was just walking around.
The referee didn't help. The referee, every time we tackled, the referee seemed to blow up. But every time they barged us about, how many times did Saka get bundled over?
Yeah, he did.
And the referee was like, play on.
They were roughhousing our players.
And really, I don't want to see Saka at wing back, please. Because you need him in that final third. He's creative. He's one of the few creative players that we have.
Yeah. No, I do. So, I do understand that.
So yesterday, I think defensively, he got exposed.
Defensively, we were shocking.
Yeah.
Well, I doesn't say he get exposed. He had a bad day at the office. Shit happens.
Yeah.
At least we didn't concede 7 goals.
Yeah.
That's a silver lining gap, yeah?
It is a silver lining.
I think the Black Colossus can we
could have easily conceded 7,
it was. It's a
we could have easily.
Yeah.
But weren't you putting, pressing both palms together, thinking, please, no more than 3. No more than 3.
Well, it's like I say, it's a blessing in disguise, that result. Because Arteta and his interview, I liked his Arteta. I liked his interview. He didn't hide.
Yeah.
He said, I take responsibility, and I know he's going to give it to those players.
He needs to.
And when they come to play Leeds,
I'm expecting
to see a different team.
A lot of improvement, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he said that his interview was I'm not accepting that mindset. Well said.
Yeah.
Because too many times those players have got away with performances like that, and there's been no comeuppance. It's like, come on, lads, back to training. We'll forget about that.
Yeah.
No. This is Arsenal. He said.
Yeah.
This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
What's the state? Let me get the actual thing, because I looked up the interview that he gave. I looked up to see the correct wording, and he said that I'm not accepting that mindset at all. He was in no mood to accept the excuses. He says the interviewer asked him is whether this was just one of those unfortunate results that comes along in football sometimes. Arteta says, not for big teams. Big teams can't afford that. We cannot afford that. You win a football match, 2 football matches, 3. we expect to win every game, and this is the standard that we have to set. So if someone believes that winning 1 or 2 games is good enough, they're completely wrong, and I'm not going to accept that.
Bingo.
It's like, you know what? That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear from my manager.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting them to come out full guns.
It's true.
Against Leeds.
And I just hope it sinks in. We've got an international break now, and I hope it sinks in. You know, I hope it's hurting. I hope it hurt the players.
And finally, I want to say is those stupid training videos that Arsenal always put out. What's the point of those videos?
Yeah, it's true.
Those videos are just stupid. I don't understand what the point of them is. You show them doing all this fancy stuff, and they're working hard in training. Yeah, and then come match day,
you don't see that.
You don't see that training. Yeah. You don't see that effort.
It's true.
Stop putting out those videos.
It's true.
Keep all that stuff behind closed doors. Do other teams put those videos out?
Probably.
You don't really see.
I'm not sure. I don't follow other teams.
You see it, but not the way Arsenal.
I think they all do it, Gab.
Well, I've got to say, I've
seen training videos from other teams, but do Man City do it? Liverpool? I'll have to check that out.
I don't want to see Arsenal's training videos. I don't want to see any video. That stuff should be behind closed doors.
Really, we're watching.
Keep that behind closed doors.
Yeah. So, what we're gonna do? We're gonna, go into this a bit more. Yeah. But what we're gonna do? We're gonna incorporate the player ratings. So now, instead of the it's gonna be because that was a horror show, and we're going into the player ratings, and we're gonna delve deeper into the individual performances because it was terrible. Let's start with Mr. Leno in goal. What did we think of Leno? Jamal?
Leno, yes. I don't think he put a foot wrong, The only issues with him, again, it was the high claims, and there was a bit of a suspect punching, but I thought his passing was good.
Being stuck on his goal line.
I felt for the third goal, he
could have at least.
But he was rooted to the spot.
But that's him. He's like all of a sudden he's scared to come out now. But I couldn't blame him for any of the goals, really. It had to be this game, that Martinez keeps a clean sheet.
It had to be, didn't it?
Has Leno? I don't think he kept a clean sheet yet at home. No. But I would give him 6 out of 10 because I thought he made a great save of what's his name, Grealish. Where even Grealish was like, "How did that stay out?"
Yeah,
So I don't think you can claim him. The high claims, yes. I don't like he's not commanding enough yet. So 6 out of 10. I thought he was one of the few bright sparks.
Right, I'm giving Leno 4. He belonged to a losing team, and the team's attitude wasn't good enough for me.
Yep.
His distribution
wasn't
as good as last week.
Yeah.
It was slow distribution when we could have sprung a quick break. He chose to hold on to the ball, and he gets a 4 from me.
Yeah, I'm going to give Leno a 3. Whoa.
Lord Vader's in the building. He's in the house.
I'm just not impressed with that performance yesterday.
Lord Vader's in his house.
He did a save from Jack Grealish, but that was more out of luck than he meant it. The shot, he just threw out a hand and it hit his hand. I think the shot was on his way, just about to pass him, and hit his hand and is fortunately gone the other side of the post.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he had a particularly fantastic game. There wasn't really much for him to do, in comparison to, he was busier than Martinez, but there wasn't much that he could do about any of the goals, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't seem to marshal his defence. considering I can hear everybody else on the pitch, he seems to be a very quiet goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So
it
yeah,
could be just us, but yeah.
Long balls.
I'm gonna give
you know,
him,
he played
give him a 3.
4 long balls in the whole game, right? 4.
Mhm.
Can you guess how many Martinez made? How many long? 30. Right? 30.
Yeah, but that's coming from the manager. Even
Right,
during the
so-
game, they were saying Arteta wants the team to play out under every circumstance, and it worked for a lot of the times. I have to say, I was impressed with some of the way they got out of the Aston Villa press.
Yeah.
But you know, it's about the result yesterday, and I thought he wasn't even a bright spark.
Yeah.
I disagree with you on that, Jamal.
Yeah, I don't think I could blame him for any of the goals. I think I was ready I wanted to lane into him yesterday because I thought Martin's going to have a blinder and our keeper's going to chuck one in.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm not his biggest fan, but there was not a lot that I can blame him for.
You still maintain we got rid of the wrong keeper?
Wrong keeper, yeah. You know, just standing like you look at Martin, the Villa keeper, and he looks commanding. You know, he looks commanding. Like if I was a striker, I don't fancy that shot.
Well,
right.
How many has Emmy conceded? And Leno. Leno must have conceded less, right? Because Leno's conceded 9 in the league. How many has Emmy conceded? That's 7 in 2 games. So I know he's conceded more.
But we have a better defense, 100%. Right? We have a better defense, and the way we are
Leno's no mug.
He's no mug, but you know, I think Martinez already kept 4 clean sheets. Right,
Well,
and they don't
goes
have
on.
a great defense at all.
Well, let's talk about clean sheets at the end of the season.
The debate still continues. Anyway, so let's move on. KT, let's go to the left-hand side. So, Kieran Tierney. What are you saying about Tierney?
Kieran Tierney, I thought first half, I think going forward he looked good. Right? I don't like him in that third centre back role. I think he's still trying to get used to that. He's not comfortable. He's not a centre back.
Yeah.
Right. And this is part of Arteta's problems. It's square pegs in round holes. So Saka as a left wing back and Tierney as a centre back and Uber at left midfield. Lacazette as nobody.
Right.
It's not working. So I thought going forward that was a great cross to Lacazette, which he will get to him. But I thought defensively he wasn't great for once. I would give him a 5 for the whole game.
For me, I'm giving Kieran Tierney a 4.
Yeah.
He belonged to a bad bunch.
His distribution wasn't good.
He tried,
but
he just didn't. He was poor as well. The industry's there. From just to grab a word from the Roy Keane handbook.
I'm glad. Have you seen that fall that his foot got stuck?
Boots, yeah.
Like I thought he'd done his ligaments there.
He did look like Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
What the hell was that?
He was slipping all over the place. But
God, I'm so glad he wasn't injured there.
So I'm giving him a 4. Lord Vader.
That's a fair.
That's a Darth.
I'm not going to argue against any of the points this week.
Yeah, I'm going to give Kieran Tierney a 4 as well. I thought his passing was abysmal at times in this game. I don't know whether it was down to the conditions, but it was the same for everybody. And just to jump back to the Mulder game, his passing, what's his name? Ainsley Maitland-Niles' passing in that game was abysmal. And it's like,
Yeah, it was.
Why is the passing all of a sudden so poor? When you look at Aston Villa and their passing and how crisp and accurate and how fast they moved up the pitch.
Yes.
And then you look to us with our slow, ponderous passing, which then would break down at inopportune moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
And Kieran Tierney was one of the chief culprits for that.
Yeah, he was.
He did put in some great crosses, but and the other thing which is starting to get on my nerves with Kieran Tierney is his negative passing.
Passing back.
Many times.
Square.
Many times the pass would be there. The ball would be given to him.
Run into space.
And then it would be, I'm going to pass the ball back 20 yards.
Too safe, yeah.
20 yards where we've just killed, where we just come from.
It kills the move.
It's like, use your right foot. Learn to pass with your right foot, and then you can pass it into midfield.
Into midfield, yeah.
Or use the outside of your foot. But everything for him is in step, and if it's in an awkward way of passing, it has to go back, and it's like it kills momentum.
Yeah, it does.
And that's the one thing I've noticed in the last few games is his passing is quite negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to give him a 4.
All right, so we move across to Gabriel. What are you saying about Gabriel?
Gabriel, I thought had a hard game, because he hasn't been helped by his centre back partner, which we'll get to. I thought for once, I think his passing wasn't great. Few loose balls, and I thought out of the bunch, he was the closest that we could get to rock, like to dependable. Few good clearances. Great pass to Holding for amazing chance, which he, finished in Lacazette fashion.
Defender's finish, I think.
Defender's finish, yeah. So I thought Ollie Watkins was gave him a hard time. So I think I'll give him a 5. I think he deserves nothing more than a 5. What are you saying, Gabs?
Well, I'm giving Gabriel a 4. He was the best of the bad defensive bunch. I think when you play, when it's not going well, and you tend to find yourself making mistakes, you tend to find yourself not being, on top of your game. And he's player of the season so far, but even he'll have to hold his hand up.
Yeah, he was an abandoned general.
Yes, so he was the best of a bad defensive bunch, but he still was very subpar. Lord Vader.
I'm going to give Gabriel a 6. I thought he had a bad game by his recent high standards since he's come, but I think the tackle that he made where it was his man and he ran across and covered him, I thought was a good tackle.
He was covering a lot of people.
Yeah, so anyway, I thought he some of his passes, he was trying to force the issue. Some of them went astray.
Yeah.
But he was trying to force the issue, which is what happens when, you get frustrated, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought he did well up against Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins didn't out-fight him in any way, shape or form. It just, yesterday, it went Ollie Watkins' way.
It went Ollie Watkins' way. And
it went Aston Villa's way.
Yeah, you got to give Ollie Watkins credit.
He out-fought Tierney for the second goal. It was like, I want this, bam.
Yeah, positionally he was good.
No, he just wanted it more.
I have to give it to Tierney for actually trying to.
Yeah. What was the second goal?
The one. Barkley,
oh yeah. When it came across, they flicked it across. Yeah. But there was nothing else Tierney could do. The ball was virtually on the line.
Yeah.
Tierney had. The ball was virtually in Ollie Watkins' favour. If he'd have missed from there, there's something wrong with him. So the ball was virtually in for that goal.
Yeah,
I wouldn't criticise Tierney too much. For that.
No. You could.
But we
were all static.
Yeah, everything was wrong with every goal.
Yes.
Next?
So it's Rob Holding, Super Robert Holding,
Holding this particular game.
We were singing our lungs out, singing our hearts out last week. Because
and this is the problem with Holding.
To shackle
this is
Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford, Pogba, and all comers.
I love him.
Hob
I love
Holding.
this guy.
So the Monsters hijacked his powers.
The thing is that he was doing that hop thing, that hopping. I'm going to defend. I'm not going to defend. Just watching the player. Why are you watching the player make a tackle?
And I saw Rob Holding moving like the bionic woman.
Him and Kolasinac do that hopping thing. I don't know what you call it.
He was moving like Jamie Summers.
Like, what's that old jittery, like half Elvis movement?
It was slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
So one Villa player gave Rob Holding about a 5-yard head start and just breezed past him.
Here's what I don't get, right?
He was running in treacle.
Here's what I don't get. Grealish is there, right? Why is Holding coming out of his formation and Bellerin going behind him? Why?
He got Beyblade spun.
We got turned inside out.
Because even Gabriel said, "What are you doing? He's your man." For the third goal.
It was ridiculous. It was.
For the third goal.
And this is the problem. This is why Arteta is not convinced with this guy. Because 1 week he's saying, like, oh my God, this is the
new Tony Adams.
New Tony Adams here, and then you see yesterday, and he looks like a 2-bob Division 2, not even Division 2, Division 3 player, and you're thinking, this guy is not, he doesn't have it.
No, we're going back in the vault. So we're going back to Philip Senderos, Stefanos,
Holding. One more performance like this, and you are next to Senderos.
Yeah. He looked like, Tony,
and he's
Tony
passing
Adams
as well.
reincarnated.
Thing is, please, Holding, play a forward pass. Right? There was one, who was it? Partey was there, right? And Partey is telling him, pass it, and he plays it to the fullback, who's right next to him.
Yeah, we got ourselves in all kinds of passing problems.
And same thing happened in the second half. The third goal came from Gabriel's there and Saka's there, right next to each other, and they passed each other. I'm thinking, listen, pass it long. You can pass it long.
Yeah, we got ourselves in all kinds of technical problems.
So
what are you giving? What are you giving Holding, Jamal?
Holding, I'll give him 2.
Wow, Count Dooku's in the building.
And part of the reason Gabriel looked bad was because of him.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I think I'm going to step up to the podium. That's Darth Maul. I'm stepping up to the podium, and I'm giving him 3. Rob Holding was shocking.
Okay.
He was shocking. Rob Holding looked like he was running in treacle. Like I said, he looked like an amalgamation of Steve Austin meets Jamie Summers, the Bionic Man, the $6 million man, and the Bionic Woman. He was running that slow.
Wow.
He got spun. He got Beyblade spun. He didn't know where he was. He was like a spinning top.
We made Grealish look like Zidane. Honestly,
listen,
you're not giving Grealish enough credit.
He's a good player, but he was doing the carousel.
Someone we need though, because I'm gonna get onto the forwards. Sorry to cut you. I'm gonna get onto the forwards, and Grealish is doing the job.
Yeah,
our wingers should be doing it, but we'll get onto that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm giving Hop Holding, not Super Rob from last week. Hop Holding is getting a 3 on me. Super
yeah, and
Rob.
stop hopping, please.
Yeah, Hop Holding.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Hobston.
Hob with his hobnail boots that he was clearly wearing yesterday is gonna get a 2 from me.
So what brand? What hobnail boots? Because Lukaku wears jeans and Timberlands.
Yeah.
And Hop Holding wears Leno wears slippers.
Oh, he just wears.
And Hop Holding
he was
wears
wearing sandals.
Hobnail boots, mate.
He was wearing sandals.
Those ones with the
Joe
big.
Willock wears
Holding
sandals.
didn't play on Thursday, right?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. So he has no excuses.
He just
No excuses.
yeah, he wears hobnail boots, and Joe Willock wears flip flops when it comes to shooting.
Let's move on to the next player, Lee. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Hobston a 3. Did I say a 3 or did I say a 2?
You said a 2. You gave him a 2, and you're going to stick to it, Gaps.
I'm not gonna give him.
Exactly.
Don't
Fail
give him
me
a 3.
again,
He
Admiral.
doesn't. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so
Lee.
we're going to No. Oh, no. Hector Bellerin.
Ooh.
Bellerin. Hector Bellerin.
No. Can you defend? No. Bellerin, right?
Yes.
Started promising, you know. In recent games, we praised him for his
he's mediocre.
resurgence, right?
He's mediocre. That's what I'm going to say.
He had
about
a great
Bellerin.
game last week.
Again.
But the opposition were poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't facing anyone who was exposing him. And yesterday he had Grealish, Barkley, runners, right? Technical players. And I think defensively he's been found wanting again. He doesn't know where to stand.
This guy needs to go.
Right? And that third goal just epitomizes the weakness in Arsenal down that right-hand side. You know, when someone like Grealish, who's not the strongest guy, just swatting one of your main defenders.
Grealish is not the strongest guy. Have you seen anybody try and push Grealish off the ball?
No, but Grealish
doesn't get pushed off the ball.
He's
Grealish
not
is a strong guy.
He's not going to push Sagna off the ball like that. He's not going to push Lauren off the ball like that.
That doesn't mean he's not a strong guy.
My point is, our right back was swatted away like a fly.
A fly?
He was, oh my God. He was like a...
feeble.
Oh my God, that was like... Feeble is just an understatement. It was like, who's this on my shoulder?
Pull
Move
them
away.
shorts out of your ass.
Yeah. And he was sleeping for the first goal.
How many times was he caught up the pitch?
Every attack.
Doing nothing up there,
Yeah.
by the way.
And him running back, watching him running back, you just realize his legs are gone. Right? Because a few years ago, no way Grealish is going to just leave him like that.
So what marks are you giving him?
I'm giving Bellerin a 1.
Oh, wow. Count Dooku. Count Dooku in the building.
Bellerin was shocking.
Okay, so first and foremost, I believe Hector Bellerin needs to be Jazzy Jeffed out of the club.
Yeah.
So I can play the part of Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
And I'll gladly Jazzy Jeff him out of the club. I'm giving Hector Bellerin a 3. He was woeful. I know I'm not going to give him a Count Dooku 1, but he was woeful. I'm just giving him a 3 for breathing. He was poor. And you've just addressed everything that the whole Arsenal fan base has just been thinking. He's very inconsistent. And I'm very upset that he made me sing that rendition last week. So, over to you, Darth Vader.
Well, I'm going to give Hector Bellerin gets a 0 from me.
Ooh.
I'm not going to argue.
I thought his performance was pathetic. How many times he got caught out of position, his lack of ability to get back into position, his poor crossing, not taking the shot when the shot was there. I don't know how they've called him up for Spain. They must be in dire straits if Spain have called him up.
That is the joke of the week.
Yeah.
That's got to be the joke of the week. He got a recall.
They based that on the Man United game. They haven't seen it. They've based it on a few good games, but if they watched yesterday's game, they're going to say, hold on, Hector, I think we've made a terrible mistake.
And we'll get someone from the under-15s.
Yeah, we're going to get somebody else.
In a game where we were facing a good attacking team, where we were under the cosh for large portions of the game, he's made a 0 tackle.
And he got barged.
And
he got buoyed off the ball.
Majority of the play was on your side. How could you not make a tackle?
But I don't understand. Was the plan from Arteta when Bellerin moves forward for
someone to cover
for the Egyptian Pirlo to drop back? Because I kept seeing El Neni
he does that
in that right back position, and
Bellerin
was ahead of him.
Yeah,
that didn't make any sense to me.
I think in the Man U game, it was Partey who was dropping in there, and that's maybe why Bellerin looked better in that game. That security was actually there.
Yeah.
But with Partey off, I think we got exposed. And he got exposed. And
How can we be exposed with Partey off? My man's played 2 games. He's not
because
he's not that much of a vital cog to the team. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately he is.
That's ludicrous.
Right? Passing, because he's the only player in the first half who was actually pressing them.
And I'm saying that in jest because I know he was vital. But how can a man have come and played 2 games, and as soon as he went off, I was wondering, where's Partey? And then we went back to this laborious passing. The passing was unimaginative.
He's the only player who passes with urgency.
And with accuracy. If he passes the ball over the top, he'll drop it onto your chest, onto your toe. It's going to you. It's not going over your head. You're not having to stretch for it. And the man's been here for 2
in the
first games.
Have you seen when he chased down a ball, closed down their keeper, and he almost scored?
Yeah.
That's the desire that you just cannot have. You can't replace, So him off was really bad for us.
Right, who's next after Bellerin?
Bellerin.
So we're going into the midfield. So we'll start with the Egyptian king, El Neni.
I thought...
All right, are we going to walk like an Egyptian and talk like an Egyptian this week?
No songs this week.
You know what? No songs this week,
I thought we was going to sing,
I think he wasn't helped by his partner in crime wasn't there. Because I think he was... who came on for parties? Ceballos came on, right? And certain combinations doesn't work, right? His passing was good, but
even him chasing Jack Grealish,
he was leggy. He was very leggy.
He was like, wow.
Yeah, I think as well. He played midweek, right?
Yeah,
he played midweek as well, but he just looked leggy.
Who's Ceballos?
No, the Egyptian king.
No, but he wasn't on that for that long.
He looked just off it,
It could be already the season's catching up with these guys because don't forget they had a short break.
Absolutely.
From last season, and they've been straight into Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Thursday.
No preseason.
Yeah, it might be starting to catch up with them already, but that's across everybody. So Aston Villa didn't look that tired.
Yeah, and to be fair, they had a week off.
Yeah,
which couldn't. Yeah, but not his. He wasn't brilliant. He wasn't terrible. But so I would. He would get 5 for me.
Yeah, and
there was one thing. There was one I think it was in the second half where he was screaming at the whole team, where he was saying to push forward, right? So, So what would you give him, Lee?
Why are you excluding me?
Yeah,
I'm second up to bat.
Sorry.
My goodness, man, you ain't a team player.
Yeah, because last time it was. This way?
That was last time.
This is last time. This is
fair enough.
Get with the program.
All right, fair enough.
My goodness,
you're performing like Arsenal yesterday, Jamal.
I was watching shit.
You're out of sorts.
You are what you watch.
What's your excuse,
man? You ain't playing like the team. Playing with the team.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway,
right,
over to
you're playing
me.
like you're carrying on like Bellerin.
What would you give him?
Exactly.
Oh, whoa. I'm not that bad. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
that was a bit low. That was a bit low blow.
Swat me away, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to have to swat you away, mate. No, so I'm giving El Neni a 5. He wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
He wasn't great. He was in between for me.
Yeah.
He tried, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, he's been abandoned.
It just didn't happen. Didn't happen for him. So, over to you.
Yeah, I'm going to put El Neni on a 6 as well as Gabriel. I think those two are probably our 2 best performers yesterday.
Yeah, I agree.
He tried, out of a bad bunch. He tried. Nothing that he tried came off.
Yeah.
It looks like he was just by himself in midfield.
Yeah, we were getting overrun.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
It was like, I'm not even going to say Sunday League football because the Sunday League football people would be getting some abuse. Where the fuck are you? Yeah. Where's the midfield?
How many times on a Sunday did we used to shout that out.
Exactly.
And even players.
Exactly. Of course.
Where's the midfield?
Defenders, where's my midfield? What the fuck are you doing up there? Get back. It's just bog standard football. And I don't know what the hell happened yesterday, but it was like the team forgot what they were doing. Yo, that just says everything.
So, look, for the second goal, like the whole team is in a line on the edge of the box.
So describe it for those who are listening.
Oh my goodness. It was
so what are you
for the Villa second goal, right? So you have Luis on the ball, right? Only El Neni's closing him down. That's it. Mm-hmm. So we've got just Uber up, and the whole team is in a line. At the edge of the box.
Yeah, we were terrible.
No pressure. No one's pressure.
Was that the one where he pinged it across?
He pinged it across. Yeah, because he's got all the time in the world. They're a great ball. No, come on.
And talking about that first goal.
Yeah.
Willian gave that ball away.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Wait, we'll get to him. He gave the ball away. Then it makes its way down the left-hand side, the right-hand side, where Hector Bellerin is operating.
Yeah.
And Rob Holding.
Rob Holding comes out of formation.
Then
Bellerin goes back into it.
Then.
And they admire them.
Ross Barkley is doing this fancy footwork.
Yeah, he's
what fancy footwork? He just put his foot on the ball.
Yeah. Well, I was just about to come to that.
He was doing some shaking.
I was just about to come to that.
He's doing some shaking Stevens manoeuvres with his legs.
I know.
Yeah. Half Elvis.
Yeah, Jailhouse Rock. But he started doing this fancy footwork. Yeah. In Ross Barkley fashion.
Yeah.
And
this old house is getting shaky. This old house is getting...
They were Listen, they were expecting tackles. Nothing came.
What it was...
shaking Stevens.
Oh my God. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh my God.
You've got Shakin' Stevens in my head now.
Yeah.
Oh, why did you have to do that? Oh, England's answer to Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Where was I? Yeah. So he came with fancy footwork and to Rob Holding, and it was like a rabbit hypnotizing a stone.
Yeah.
Then Jack Grealish, no one wanted to touch him. He
just stood there. Rob Holding just stood there, just admiring him. He was like, go past me.
And so then Jack Grealish said, listen, give it to me because I want to join into this party tricks.
Yeah, I've got a few moves I want to show the Arsenal players.
So I'm going to do the moonwalk. I am actually going to do the party hard. I'm actually going to do the Ian Wright Bogle as well.
Yep.
And then I'll put the ball in. Then we have this line.
Yeah, the whole team's back.
The whole team has frozen, playing musical statues.
It was a cypher, wasn't it? It was a hip-hop cypher. They would go, woo! Like those fancy footworks, Villa. Woo! Yeah.
Tonto, jump on it. Jump on it. Dum.
That's what it was like. It was admiring
ridiculous.
The footwork.
It was like you had, in a small space, right? You had Tierney,
they
Gabriel,
created a conga, right?
Bellerin, in like half an inch.
It was a conga line.
Yeah.
It was a conga line.
Right.
Oh, what an atmosphere.
And you know what they said?
With a happy atmosphere.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, Grealish passes to who?
Come on and do the conga. No, but that's what it was.
Grealish passes to who?
Oh,
Barkley, right?
Yeah.
Barkley sees that Bellerin is asleep.
Yeah.
Right? Plays it back.
Yeah,
and then they see, look, the whole team is in the center, like in the center of the box.
They formed a conga line.
Conga line, yeah. So he said, "Oh my God, listen, there's no left back there. There's no one there.
There's no one."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Paul Bukayo Saka.
Paul Bukayo Saka, he's got no defensive awareness.
Scores.
That's not really his job.
It scores in front of the clock end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Who's next?
Let's move on.
Yeah, we've done enough. We've done enough party songs. We've done enough 80s party songs.
You shouldn't have done that. Shakin' Stevens.
Billie Jean, huh?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so we move on to Thomas Partey. I know he wasn't on for long.
Thomas Partey. Listen, he came off halftime. Our best player.
And that says a lot.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's quite embarrassing.
Yeah. And he was I think that was the same way that Luis came off against Leicester.
Yeah.
The same way that it affected us. I think this was a huge boost for the opposition, and it worries me. What you saw there is this team without him is already looking,
Nah, I wouldn't go
very
that
weak.
I wouldn't
right?
go that far just yet, but
Not just that, yeah.
just.
You want to see another 3-0, yeah?
Of course, we're going to see another 3-0, but
Yeah.
it's part and parcel of what this season is.
So I thought, I would give him 7 out of 10. For the short time that he was there, because, Lee.
Oh,
Hey!
I can actually join your party.
He actually
There you
looked
go.
at me
There you go,
first.
yeah.
Exactly. And then he thought, hold on, the brain's going.
Yeah, he was.
Don't mention Gabe.
He
Don't
was.
mention Gabe. Don't.
He came closest to scoring.
And that was
But-
only because he chased down
He
the
chased
ball.
down it like a lost cause.
Yeah. So I'll give Partey a 5. I did think he was one of our best players before he went off. He tried industry, Roy Keane, handbook, passionate.
Roy Keane's favourite player right
And
now.
I thought he done well for the time he was on. A shame that he's injured, and I hope it's not a lengthy one.
Well,
Could be a blessing, could be a blessing.
half-term international break has come at the perfect time.
Yeah. So over to you, Lord Vader.
I'm going to give Thomas a 6 as well. I'm going to put him up there with his partner in crime, El Neni and Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
I just love his passing. We just don't have anybody who has got that range of passing in us.
Urgency,
From side to side, nutmegging people. We haven't got anybody in the midfield who used to do that. We used to have Riera used to do that. Used to have Edu who could do that. They could carry the ball and take it past people.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't got anybody that does that and can escape. So I like Thomas Partey when he came off and was replaced by Ceballos. Ceballos hasn't hit the ground running at all this season, so we kind of lost our momentum, and it showed in the way that Villa overran us. So for me, Thomas was a big loss.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give him a 6.
All right, so staying in the midfield, Partey's replacement, Ceballos.
I think he came on. He didn't show anything creatively. He couldn't control the game, and I think the tactics hasn't helped him because it was 3 of them and 2 of us the whole time, so we are outnumbered. There was what I think his best moment came when he chased down a Villa counter-attack and he cleared off the line, which would have been a goal.
4-0.
It could be 4-0, and so he was at least showing some fight,
some defensive nous.
Nous, yeah, but that's a fight. Like he didn't want to lose any more. Like not half of our team, but a lot of our players, they just gave up way too easily, right? And that's what's going to disappoint the coach. That there was no fight in the team. But so I would give him a 6 just for that defensive action. I will give him a 6.
I'll give Ceballos a 5. I felt that he tried. He was trying to be creative. He showed lots of energy, but it just wasn't coming off. It was just, the whole team was playing bad, and there's nothing he could do to, make a difference.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give him a 5. Lord Vader.
Yeah, I'm going to give Ceballos a 5 as well. I thought that there wasn't really much that he could do. He did try, but it was one of those days at the office. Nothing that he tried to do came off. He tried to carry the ball. Villa swamped him. Tried to pass the ball. It went under Bukayo Saka's foot or over Bukayo Saka's foot.
Yeah.
He did save us from the 4th goal, so I'm going to definitely give him praise for that because 4-0 would have been,
oh my God,
embarrassing. 3-0 was bad, But 4-0, and Villa would have deserved it. Villa deserved at
Of
least
course.
5 in that game.
Of course.
So I'm glad we managed to keep that down.
Yeah, to keep the score down.
Yeah. So
No,
for
it's
that,
true.
I'm definitely giving him a 5.
We're not holding 6 at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you give him?
I gave him a 6.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he gets a 5 from me.
I gave him a 6 because it was really hard game to come into.
Okay, so
Listen, everything that was supposed to happen went Villa's way. Anything we tried didn't work. It's just one of those games. I hope we get it out of our system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going on to Saka. What do you make?
Saka, I think it was possibly his poorest game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
No Emperor. I can't remember him creating anything.
Yeah.
His passing wasn't good, and I think he hasn't been helped because he spent majority of the game in his own half of the pitch, chasing lost causes and ending up in places where he's not really suited to, or
But he needs to learn that side of the game.
Yeah, but
To be a top player, unless you're Lionel Messi, you have to do the dirty side of the game.
But he's been our most creative player.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, I would have liked him more in the final third.
Yeah.
I think the third goal came from his mistake. But it's part of a learning experience for him.
Yeah.
So, and he's young and he needs to go through these kind of games to toughen up.
Yeah.
And understand that, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy walkabout in the Premier League. So, I would give him a 4.
Right. Yeah. If you're passing and looking at me, I'll take it. I'll speak next.
I'm looking at you.
Okay, so I'm going to give him a 4 as well.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I'm going to give him a 5 because he did try, but it just wasn't coming off, and he was getting Jack Grealish clattered. It was his turn to get clattered.
Trezeguet.
Yeah, Saka got clattered. Yeah. So he tried. I like this boy anyway.
I'm a big fan.
And he's learning. And like I said, by the time he hits 25, if all goes right, he's going to be a beast.
Yeah.
Lord Vader.
I'm going to give Saka a 4. I thought it's probably his worst game since he broke through.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing he tried worked. Balls were about, like I said before, the ball was bouncing over his foot or under his foot. I didn't actually see. All I saw was him drop his head as his miscontrol went out of bounds. He got buffeted and buzzed. The referee never gave him anything, and he never gave it back.
Yeah.
He kind of disappeared into himself. The first goal, you could see that defending is not his strong point because he did have a look. Before the ball got played across, he did have a look and he saw where the guy was.
Yeah.
And, it was great forward play where, you stand in such a position that the person who's marking you can't look at you and look at the ball at the same time.
Yeah.
And the moment Saka looked back, he looked once, saw where he was. The moment Saka looked at the ball, he took his step, and by the time Saka had decided the ball's coming across to him, it was too late, and the only thing that he could do was touch it into his goal.
Yeah.
So, it's a learning curve for him.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of his great games. Didn't really create that much offensively. So, all in all, a bad day at the office for Bukayo.
Yep.
Should stand him in good stead for the future. So, he gets a 4.
All right, so we're going on to Willian.
Yeah. Jamal.
Willian.
Ground control to Jamal.
Yeah.
Are you receiving?
I'm just trying to... I'm still recovering from that shocking game. Yeah. Willian, it was a poor game. He was one of the worst players on that field. He couldn't shoot, couldn't cross, couldn't pass. And he just looks like an old man running. Yeah, have you seen him running?
Yeah,
it was like
bad.
It was shot like he provided absolutely nothing. And when he had glimpses of the goal, shocking.
Yeah.
What kind of shooting is that?
Yeah, he was
right?
awful. He was absolutely awful.
He was channeling Eboué. It was shocking, man.
Yeah.
And you just wonder, you look. I mean, he's not pulling up trees, apart from that Fulham game and last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He's been turning out. Yeah, he's been turning out some shockers.
It's not a good return
right?
at all. And it's early in the season still. But
he's a senior. He's got no excuses.
Exactly.
He's a senior player. He knows the Premier League.
Premiership, yeah.
And he should be hitting the ground running.
He should be hitting the ground running.
And
saying,
it hasn't been held. To be fair, I was surprised that he played an hour midweek after he put in a mammoth shift against Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked leggy, out of energy, but still that shouldn't affect your end product.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't pass to save his life.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a 3, man. And he needs a haircut.
No, that's him. He's not going to cut his hair.
Probably slowing him down.
And probably make him worse. Samson Delilah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm giving William a Darth Maul -1. He's getting 0. He's getting 0 from me. William was awful. His, there was two incidents where I felt he could have brought the ball down and shot. I know it would have been, the defender probably might have been on him for the first chance, but at least try, try and take it down and then try and shoot. The other one is when he shot with his left foot and then he tried to put his hand up like if it was a deflection.
Yeah.
No, Willian. It was your
why
shit
did he even
shot.
take it with his left
Pardon
foot?
my French. Yeah, why did he?
Because that was quite the way the ball came to him. It could have been either foot, and surely if you're right-footed, you'd have just adjusted your body and then taken a shot with your right foot.
And he could have taken it down. He could have taken a touch, and then come with a whip shot, a snapshot. But he was poor. He offered nothing. His passing was wayward. It was just terrible.
Yeah, wayward.
It was terrible. So he gets a 0 from me.
Okay.
That's Darth Maul with 2 lightsabers.
Yeah. I'm going to give Willian a 2. No, I'm going to give him a 1, actually. I thought it was an awful game from him.
Why the 1?
Because I like his afro.
Okay.
It's a nice afro.
It's a
for
nice
breathing?
Afro. Huh?
1 for breathing?
I like it. No, just for his afro. I wish I still had my afro. So I'm feeling afro envy. But for his performance, he gets it was a 0 for a performance, but 1 for the afro.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was awful yesterday. Have Chelsea done us again?
This is the thing. We have to start asking because it was Man United that used to do us. Now, Chelsea have placed their agents.
Yeah, have Chelsea done us again? I know it's early days in his Arsenal career.
They're running ring around us.
6 days or six games into a 3-year contract. But he needs to do better. He needs... Also, is he getting any help from Bellerin? Is he getting any backup from Bellerin?
I was so excited. I thought we were probably going to sign Ronaldinho. But
I think once he gets his first goal, because the longer it goes on, you know how it goes, the longer it goes on, it must play on his mind. I think once he gets his first goal, I think we might see a different player.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's getting any help from the formation that he's being asked to play in and the positions he's being asked to play in. Mm-hmm. He's got no legs. There's no point playing him on the wing.
Yeah.
He's got no legs. Everything for him is going to be safe. He's not going to dribble and take anybody on. He did one cross, which was a decent cross, but he can't keep doing that because the defender's going to know.
Yeah.
So Arteta needs to find somewhere else to play him, maybe behind the strikers. I don't know, but him on the right-hand side, that is, of all the positions in the team, the wing is where you need somebody who can run.
Yeah, you need legs.
Yes, that's not
you
what
need
Willian
legs.
has.
You need Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, legs.
Exactly. And
Leroy Sané, legs. So, sorry, did you finish?
I've given him a 1.
All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to move on, fairly quickly because we got other stuff to get our knife and fork into, our teeth into.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to Lacazette.
Oh God, Lacazette.
The guy that's
I'm just gonna start with
to the legend Ian Wright.
He
was the new Ian Wright, by the way.
Yeah,
he was supposed to be the new Ian Wright.
He was supposed to be more than that. Actually, I think he was supposed to be the Eduardo that we've never had. Our goal poacher, the man you go to for goals, right? Let me just look through the stats. He had the least touches in the whole game out of any outfield player, 32, right?
Shock, horror, surprise.
Right, lost the most duels.
Shock, horror, surprise.
And he could not score in a brothel if he owned it.
No, I'm not surprised there.
He's just there's no redeeming. He can't. He's not holding the ball up. Mm-hmm. He can't shoot.
Oh, when he does get the ball,
can't head the ball. He was losing every header.
Thank you.
He's always screaming and yelling and waffling and
very
whining.
Much trying to con the referee.
Yeah, his pressing that was evident in the last game wasn't there, and he was just. It was you might as well have a lump of clay in the center circle and call it Lacazette. Right? At least it will stop a ball once every half an hour.
Well, if you pass the ball to a lump of clay, it will trap it.
It will trap it, yeah. It will stick. It will stick, yeah. Especially if it's wet.
It will control it.
Especially if it's fresh and wet, it will just stick to it.
It has got better ball control than Lacazette, that's for sure.
Yeah. So it was, and you have to, how many chances, that Liverpool game, that ball, Tierney, who we ripped up, but he's done his job. He whipped a great. You have to score, right?
Yeah. So what are you giving him?
Like I said, 0. Does he deserve anything?
I laughed, but I agree with you.
It's shocking. It's shocking. It's shocking.
Put it up top, my good man.
There you go, Lee.
I'm giving him a 0 because he was woeful. He was awful. Diabolical. With that miss, I've seen it too many times. Ollie Watkins, whenever the ball got passed up to him, it stuck. Ollie Watkins' positional sense. And this is a guy, how much does Ollie Watkins cost?
Was it 20 million? Is it 20 million?
Thank you.
Ollie Watkins this guy came from Brentford.
He came from
Brentford,
Brentford.
Yeah.
He came from Brentford. And Lacazette is 50 million.
Yeah.
And what is he doing? Another one that needs to get Jazzy Jeffed out of the club. So
Lacazette.
0.
Lacazette. I have a song for Lacazette.
What's that?
That's a song for Lacazette for this week.
Ollie Watkins, 26 million, well spent.
Yeah, all I'm going to say for Lacazette is 0. And I do believe this is his final season.
Well, unanimous decision, I'll tell you that.
This is his final season. Next
is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Tough game for him, he didn't get a shot in the whole game. Not one single shot. Spent more time chasing fullbacks and midfielders rather than shooting for us and scoring for us. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason is we got that lump of clay taking his space. Move that lump of clay out of the way, Arteta. We don't need him. Right?
Oh, man. So we're going to call him Clay.
Even if Aubameyang is having an absolute shocking game, he's the one player that you want chances for. This is why we pay him, was it the 300-400K, right?
So Jamal,
there's absolutely no sense now playing your best striker. Why is he building up play? That's not his job.
Jamal, you sound like the mad rapper here.
Jamal's not. Jamal's
why is he chasing Matt Cash? Listen, it's Arteta, your tactics. We praised a lot, but that needs to go. Right? Move the lump of clay. I don't know. Just dump it in the nearest car park, you know. But play your best striker, the one who's won you trophies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's been bailing you out a lot, right? Play him through the middle and let's see some goals. He hasn't scored from open play since Fulham, right? And yesterday, there's absolutely no way up. Your main striker should not be getting a shot. It's weird.
And breathe. Jamal rant.
So what did you give?
Yeah,
What did you give him?
over.
So what did you give Aubameyang?
Aubameyang, I gave him
after
5.
all that?
I gave him 5 because I can't blame the guy, man. Can't blame the guy, you know.
Okay.
I'm giving Aubameyang 4. I thought he was poor, and it rhymes with 4. I just felt that it looked like he felt sorry for himself.
Yeah, his body language wasn't good.
His touches, like me and Games have said in the past, have been poor. I don't know what, sometimes we blame Clayton, new name for Lacazette, but we blame him for having, poor touches.
Yeah.
But Aubameyang is just as guilty. Just as guilty. Yeah. Aubameyang breaks down a lot of moves, a lot of good moves with his poor passing. His passing lets him down. But, overall, I thought he was poor. He belonged with that bad bunch. So, yes. Lord Vader.
I'm going to give Aubameyang a 3. I thought it wasn't a captain's performance. You say that he doesn't get any chances. Well, you know what the best strikers do? They create their own chances sometimes. For him, he got the ball plenty of times. For him, on the right-hand side, or on the left-hand side, I should say, and plenty of times he would step in and, you know what? Take a shot instead of trying to pass it. What have we were complaining about last week?
Taking shots.
Lack of taking shots. If you don't take a shot, you're not going to score, which is, I agree with you. You take in, step inside. Nobody's giving you opportunities. Create your own opportunities. Yeah. He hasn't got that in his skill set to dribble past anybody. He's not an Henry where he can create his own chances out of nothing.
He's not that type of player.
No.
Or Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah, so he's not. He hasn't got that in him. So where he's placed out on the left, I'm starting to agree with you. He's not helping the team. But if he comes in the middle, who goes out on the left?
Saka.
And then who fills in behind him?
Get the other Shaka back in.
See, once you start moving at this moment in time, this team is working. That's why Ceballos isn't going to work out on that left. We're just going to be just as slow.
No, but maybe you have to tweak the formation where you play 4 at the back.
Whichever way,
right? Because
Aubameyang does need to come into the middle. I agree with you. Yeah. But the moment he comes in, Saka moves up to the left wing. That left-hand side of midfield is a problem. Yeah. So at this moment in time, I can see why Arteta's doing it, but it needs fixing in the January window. If you want to get top 4, it needs to be fixed in January.
Yeah, it does. It does. So we need to swiftly move on. So we've got Eddie, Nketiah, and Pepe. Who else?
Not much you can say about the subs. I think Nketiah came on. He showed some willingness to actually work for the team. Saw him. The guy who was actually closing down for the second goal, Barkley was actually. I was surprised it was Nketiah who was closest to him.
Yeah,
which just shows how deep we were, and he showed more effort. How many minutes he was on?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It's not long. Like he showed more in that short spell than Lacazette. So I think I'll just give him a 5.
Pepe
as well.
Pepe as well came on, took some shots. Hasn't made much impact. I'll just give him a 4.
Okay, so I'm gonna give Eddie a 5 and a Pepe 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Eddie a 5, and I'm gonna give Pepe 0. No, I'm gonna give Pepe 1. He took a shot.
Yeah, and he was dribbling.
No, his dribbling was useless. The guy can't. This is what he was supposed to be good at, and he's no good at it. Pepe, for me, he's finished at the club. Him and Lacazette get lost.
And Willian Take your suitcase and bags as well. Pack your bags. Go to
Arteta.
Yes. So Arteta will get a 3 for me.
Yeah. I think that's
It's a bad loss.
Yeah,
it's a terrible loss.
Tactically
at home.
You know,
it's a bad loss. Sorry, Artetas, Brian.
You know,
Artetas, but no.
Yeah.
So we need to quickly go on to who played for the badge. So who played for the badge? I would say not regardless. I think in spite of the bad result, I would give it to Gabriel, Partey when he was on, and El Nene.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think you can't make a case for anyone else. I would agree with that, and I would include. I'm not his biggest fan, but my man Leno.
Okay.
Right. So, them 4.
Lord Vader.
Yeah. I'm just going to give it to Gabriel, El Nene, and Thomas Partey.
Mm-hmm. All right. So who goes in the bin? Whose performance was shocking? All right. Do you want me to start?
Yeah. You
All
can
right.
start,
So Bellerin definitely.
Yep.
Rob Holding was the worst.
Yep.
Out of
the whole defense.
No. He's second. Willian was awful.
Yeah.
Willian was awful. Aubameyang was bad. Lacazette was terrible. That's it from me.
Yeah. Who goes in the bin? I would say the entire defense, apart from Gabriel. From midfield, Willian and Lacazette.
Mm-hmm.
For me, goes in the bin, Hector Bellerin.
Yeah.
Bellerin.
That was a good one. Who goes in the bin? Hector Bellerin.
Bellerin goes in the bin. Lacazette goes in the bin.
Or does he get Jazzy Jeffed out of the club?
Pepe goes in the bin.
Jazzy Jeff.
Willian goes in the bin. Rob Holding goes in the bin.
Okay.
No disagreements.
Okay. All right. So, which takes us on to swiftly on to, has the criticism for Arteta been justified? And especially after what we saw yesterday. So far, Mikel Arteta has been 10 months into his role. He's, a cone man for Pep.
Yep.
And he came into a club that he's inherited the players and it was in a state. So, Lord Vader, I'd like to ask you first, has it been justified, the criticism?
No.
Why not?
Well, we were, compared to where we were compared to where we are now, 2 different places.
Mm-hmm.
We're on an upward trajectory, last night's game aside, which is to be expected.
Yeah.
We're going to lose games while he identifies and works out his proper team. Mm-hmm. So these games, even though it was unexpected to lose to Villa, we are going to lose games that we're not expecting to lose. After yesterday's game, I was, like I said, I was pretty angry. But today I calmed down and I thought, let me go and have a look at Liverpool, because Liverpool are who we are looking at. We compare ourselves with how they behaved when Klopp came.
Right.
And the second season for Liverpool, they lost 3-1 or 3-2 at Anfield to Swansea, and they lost 2-1 to Crystal Palace at Anfield.
Mm-hmm.
So these games, when you're trying to move yourself forward and you're getting players to perform above themselves, even though you might know that you want to get rid of these players, you're still going to have to use these players. And these players are going to let you down at times.
Right.
So there's players in this team that we've said already that are not going to be here in 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So Arteta is using them while he can. They're going to let him down and they're going to do well. Yesterday was a prime example of it. Last week was a prime example of it. So the criticism for Arteta, for somebody who's only been here for 10 months and has won us the FA Cup, and we can see a lot of change, I think is highly unjustified and illogical to me.
Yeah.
So I've been snooping on other platforms, your Twitters,
Facebook.
your YouTube, your Facebooks, and I've been hearing a lot of comments towards him.
Yeah.
And there was a heated debate on one of the platforms, and one individual said that we are being fooled by the words. It's a good PR stunt what the club have done. They've brought this puppet, i.e. Arteta, and Arteta has used fancy words that we're all getting high off, i.e. the process, non-negotiable. So now, us three here, are we fools for saying that we believe Arteta for saying these things?
No, I think regarding the criticisms, I think it comes with the job, right? You're at a big club, whether he wins or not, there will be those fans who will not like him. It happens with every coach, right? But the thing is, there's a lot of fans that are, I've seen people on the platforms that you're talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Right? People calling or already saying that job is too big for him. I think you shared that clip. One of you guys shared a clip yesterday.
Yeah.
Where one of those guys was saying that job is too big for him.
Yeah. Do you think that? Is the job too big for him? Or would it be big for Allegri? Would it be?
I think.
When he came in, sorry to cut you, but when he came in, would the Arsenal job, have been big for Mourinho, Allegri, Pochettino, or is it just big for Arteta?
It could be that, but we don't know yet. You have to let the man do his job, right, and do his own thing, because you can't keep chopping and changing, right? They identified this guy, they promoted him from coach to the main man, right? To be fair, he's got some credit. He won a trophy
against all the odds.
Yeah, and but the thing is, the only thing that worries me is I understand people that say, why do you need a coach that is learning on the actual job, right? That's a fair comment, but you have to let the man work, because you can't start a process and you back a man and then 2-3 games later you say, but he's not right.
But with other managers, Arsenal fans would have found a different complaint.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Allegri. He has no Premiership experience. Oh, it's Mourinho. Oh, he's too negative.
Yeah, there's Pochettino.
Yeah. Oh, he's a Tottenham fan. He's a Tottenham.
Yes.
Yeah, it was 1-0. So every fan would have found something to bash whoever would have taken the job over the head with.
Yes, but it's one thing that I agree with. A few people have pointed out is the performance. Right, our football hasn't been good. Right, the performances.
Okay.
Right, so he can't afford too many performances like yesterday. Right, where the team is not showing fight, where there was absolutely nothing, where the football is garbage. Right, you cannot. No manager will survive that. And these owners, someone like Kroenke, right, he'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, but let's have a look at the team that he's taken over from. How many changes has he made to this team?
100% agree with you.
These are the exact same players who were not performing under Emery.
But here's the thing, right? In modern day football, there's no patience.
Oh, that's
no patience.
Yeah, well, that's true. But then Arsenal, if the club fire him, then the club have got no. They're going to have no legs to stand on when they get the next manager, and the club are going to back him. That for me is, you can see that the club are going to back him. They're going to give him the time.
Yeah,
they're not going to fire him willy-nilly. They're going to give him the time to do what he needs to do. And for me, it's not empty words. The words that he's saying about trust the process. What else is there? What else? What do these people think is going to happen? They think he's just going to turn up and all of a sudden we're going to have a world-class team.
Yeah.
People like to talk about Liverpool. Liverpool had to go through a process.
Yeah.
Arsenal, when we had Wenger, had to go through a process. Chelsea had to go through a process. Man City had to go through a process. They didn't just turn up as great teams.
Yeah.
So them saying, "Oh, these are just fancy words," these are words that mean something.
Yeah.
We have to go through a process. Arteta needs to work out: Can I depend on this player? No. Right. I'll get rid of you. Get my own player in. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
Arsenal gonna need to learn to lose games. That's part of the process. Mm-hmm. I don't know what these fans are moaning about. The words that that he's saying. He's telling you what we're going to have to go through.
So one of the arguments which one of the guys said, and he stuck by it, and he questioned the other guy that was opposing him, and he said, "Oh, where do you expect Arsenal to finish? And if Arsenal don't meet your expectations and don't meet where you finish, should Mikel Arteta get the sack?" I thought that was a bit extreme from the person who was asking the question.
I think to talk
should
about...
Should he get the sack if we don't, let's say, get Champions League football?
You weren't talking about sacking the manager last week, you should not be talking about sacking the manager this week. Right?
Reactionary fans.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, if you, from the start of the season, your take was, I want this guy gone, all right, I'll respect that. Right? Yeah. But you can't, he could be the wrong guy. He could be the guy that moves in just to set the foundation of the club for other managers to come in and reap rewards, right? Mm-hmm. He could be that. The job could be too. We don't know that. But the thing is, without giving the man one full season, it would be crazy to.
That's what I said.
To pull the.
That's what I said.
And this is the thing.
Even one full season.
I'm not going to judge him on. I'm not even going to judge him on this season.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to judge him throughout. I'm going to give him a lengthy period of time.
Yeah.
Because you could even see through the signings of Gabriel and Partey. Yeah. Those are the type of players Arteta wants.
Yeah.
Those are the type, and you see the difference they've made. They've brought levels to this team that he's inherited, which Gabe said. Yeah. And for me, I'm going to say my bit. I think some of the Arsenal fan base are acting like spoilt brats. I feel they're like the kid in, during at the beginning of the year to October, November, knowing that Christmas is coming. Mummy and Daddy, I want this present. Arteta gives them, the FA Cup and the Community Shield. They open it on Christmas Day. They play with it. Yeah. And then by January, Mummy, Daddy, I want another. I want another present. This one gets too bored. This one's too boring. I've got tired of that. I want something else. I want more.
It's the modern day thing. There's no time for anything. Back in the day, there was no 24-hour football. We didn't know who the manager was. We didn't know what the manager was saying. We couldn't analyse what the manager was saying. We only saw George Graham when it was a match of the day.
Thank you.
And that wasn't even a big interview like the match of the day now.
Thank you.
We got a little small
snippet
interview.
Yeah.
And we had that patience. And I think some of these younger fans have lost the ability to wait. They've been spoilt by the Wenger era. Yeah, Arsenal should be at the top. Mm. Yeah. Well, to get back to the top takes time.
Yeah.
This is not Spain. I was going to say somewhere else, but it's not. Spain is the only place that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe Germany, where a team can decide, right, I've had enough of being third. We're just going to go out and buy a whole load of players, and we're going to go straight to the top. This is English football. Doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
If you fall off, it takes a long time to come back.
Time.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we are. We are in the process of starting to climb that ladder. And if fans don't like it, there's not much they can do other than vent their spleen.
Yeah,
but that's all they can do.
You have to give him time. You have to allow him the opportunity to fail.
Yeah.
It's
I just think we're spoiled brats, personally, because, like I said, we finished 8th. Our season was poor. Yeah. We had 3 managers, and we was in the dark. We was really in the dark, and by, let's say, December, if we were told we were going to win the FA Cup, I swear all three of us and a lot of the fan base would have taken that, right?
Mm-hmm.
To save the season. You know, to save what's been a poor season. So that's what my take on it. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go back down memory lane. Shout out goes out to the Chung fam for the brilliant chorus. So now, we are going to part 3 of our centre-backs. So, Lord Vader finished up on William Gallas. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw a name up and fall on. Oh my God, do I say this name?
Who is it?
Mikel Silvestre.
Oh my goodness.
We got done.
Oh my goodness.
26 appearances.
Do you have to start with him?
No honours. I'm sorry.
Oh my
I've got
goodness.
to.
Oh.
I've got to. Brilliant for Manchester United. Terrible.
We paid $500,000 for him.
Terrible.
What a waste of money.
For the Arsenal.
You know?
Once again, very, very good. Like I said, thought we were going to get a deal.
Yeah.
We were going to get the Manchester United.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember
player that he was. Brilliant. However, Mikel Silvestre. I can't say anything.
Oh my God! Wow, I completely forgot about him.
Mikel Silvestre.
Yeah.
Remember, we used to have this conversation, Lee, where it used to do my head in about the way he ran.
Oh,
He
yeah.
reminded me of the kid in primary school who he ran like that kid at primary school who was a slow runner.
Yeah.
And they used to run and they used to bend down and stick their ass out the back and they used to run. That's how he ran.
Yeah.
He was so slow by the time he came to Arsenal, and it was like, why did we buy this guy?
Yeah.
He had an injury, and he came back from the injury, and for some reason we tried to buy him.
Yeah, we did.
There was one fan. I remember reading. There was one fan at the time that said he was surprised he didn't come with a wheelchair.
Yeah, that was a terrible buy.
Yeah, it was
Sorry, Silvestre.
geriatric Sylvester. He was just terrible. The game that sticks into my head was away to Liverpool, where Shabin scored 4 goals, right? And one of the reasons why we actually shipped at least 3 of those goals was him, was his side. You know,
He was terrible.
Well, the memorable game for me, just quickly, was the 4-4. Spurs.
was he playing?
He was playing.
Oh my goodness!
So, yes. Moving on, I'm going to throw another name up,
Awful.
and it's going to land on Overmalen. Thomas Vermaelen.
The Verminator.
The Verminator.
He came, he started off.
F the Roonies.
Yeah, he came with and started off superbly well, you know, scoring goals from distance.
Exactly.
Big tackles.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
finally we've got ourselves a defender.
Who could shoot, tackle, head.
Slowly but surely.
So Overmalen.
Yeah,
He came.
unravelled.
He came in 2009, ended his career
Signing from Ajax. Yeah.
from Arsenal. Not ended his career, but ended his playing days
Yeah.
at Arsenal. 2014, and you're right, he did come from Ajax.
Yeah.
110 appearances, 1 FA Cup.
Yeah.
Overmalen.
He had it all, man. That guy.
He was brilliant. The
So it was
Verminator
the injuries
brilliant.
that done him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of ankle injuries, and the game that I love. Remember that game against Newcastle when he scored last minute? Oh, it was fabulous.
Yeah, Vermaelen was.
Yeah,
excellent, man. He had it all.
He had everything. He
Yeah,
just could
injuries.
not-
Injuries have ruined a lot of
just-
players
yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
And Barcelona came in and gave us a pile of cash.
Yeah.
And he went from our treatment table to their treatment table, so it was great.
Yeah.
A rainy treatment table
Yeah.
to a sunny treatment table. Who wouldn't take it?
They came for Kleb as well and Song. So thank
And
you,
they-
Barca,
and
man.
All of these players just disappeared without trace.
Yeah, we sold all our problematic players to them. So
Yeah. So Overmalen, man. We thought he was the answer, you know, but like you said, the injuries just plagued him,
Yeah.
and then just, you know, even at Barcelona
Yeah,
continued,
it's
and then he
unfortunate.
just petered out.
Yeah,
He could have been. He could have been one of the greats. He had everything about him.
Absolutely,
Great in the air,
absolutely.
tough tackling. He could shoot,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah, and he would, like, in today's game, he would be perfect because
they were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Segan.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So we're going to throw another name up.
Lands on.
And it lands on big effing German. We've got a big effing German. Big effing German.
We got
Pierre Mertesacker.
Yes.
So
Pair.
Yeah.
He had 156 appearances, 3 FA Cups, 2 Community Shields. He came.
Signed from Wolfsburg, right?
Yes, Wolfsburg. He came 2011.
Yep.
He ended his playing days in 2018. But as we all know, he is part of a great youth system. Thank you, Pierre, for all the great work that you're doing, producing these gems, Saka, the Halem boys. So thank you for that. Yeah. He came in the window, the panic window, after we lost 8-2.
He
so
came.
Wenger got his checkbook out and brought
Arteta, right?
Arteta. Same window.
You think Clenayun.
Yes. So he came in the same window.
Santos.
World Cup winner, of course.
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced with his partnership with Metzelder.
No, that was the strangest.
Slowest.
Yeah. His partnership with Scalacci was a horror show.
Oh, please. No.
Yeah.
Take Pierre away from that.
From that car crash.
From that donut.
Yeah.
But 6'6" in height. Don't want to take anything away from you guys, but he wasn't that dominant in the air, was he? All for his 6 foot and 6 inches.
To be honest, if you go back, his start to Arsenal was really hairy. It wasn't great. You know, he's one of those players that doesn't meet the eye test, right? So you look at him, he's leggy, he's slow, he
just had an adjustment period.
He looks like that.
Who wins the race? Him or Giroud?
Which Giroud?
You forgot Giroud already.
Giroud, France Giroud.
No.
I think
Giroud wins that.
Giroud wins.
You think so?
Yeah,
Giroud wasn't slow.
By 1/10
Giroud
of a
was
second.
slow.
Yeah,
he wasn't Pierre Mertesacker slow.
Listen, he was dumb.
I think Giroud looks slow, but he's actually not.
Yeah, Pierre Mertesacker was tortoise slow.
Yeah, he was.
That's why he relied on his positioning.
The more you watch him, you appreciate that, that he knows where to stand.
Yeah, he knows where to stand. His tackles were impeccable.
Yeah, his last minute tackles, my greatest memory that FA Cup final against Hull.
Yeah, I remember that.
Last minute.
I remember that.
The ball came to him last minute, and for some reason he tried to chest it down.
Yeah.
And completely collapsed.
Yeah.
And the winger just ran through, crossed it, and who cleared off the line? Oh my goodness! And that was hilarious. So he was a good signing.
Yeah.
He was a good signing, but he had a hard time, mainly because the structure of the team wasn't great.
Yeah, but we used to have a running joke, isn't it, Lee, about, they used to talk about Pierre Mertesacker's pace.
Yeah.
But Pierre Mertesacker always knew he was slow.
Yeah.
It wasn't a new thing for him to come to England and be slow.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God,
so
I've come to the Premiership. What's happened to my pace?
Yeah.
He knew he was slow,
yeah.
and it took him time to adjust.
Yeah. But he done well.
I thought he was. He
done well.
Again, he's another one. In today's game, him alongside Gabriel would be a perfect partnership.
Yeah.
So, him versus Sagan. A race, a foot race. A foot race.
Sagan by
I think Sagan
by the breadth of his hair.
By 1/10 of a second.
Yeah?
Yeah, Sagan would win it by his nose. Because his nose was quite long.
That's a race.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Stefanovs versus
Stefanovs wasn't slow.
Stefanovs.
He wasn't that slow from what I remember.
He played.
He was just
fullback for us.
He was just clumsy.
He was just bad footballer. He stumbled into football somehow. He wanted to be a plumber or something.
Yeah.
He turned up to do the plumbing at a football club, and they said, "Oh, we need a player. Come."
Yeah, he's electric.
So right, we're gonna have to break this up into 4 parts because there's still more defenders.
Yeah.
So right, I'm going to throw a name up in the air.
Yeah.
And it lands on Gabriel Paulista.
Gabriel Paulista, I thought, you know what? I like this player.
Yeah, I liked him.
I like this player. Like, why did we sell him?
I have got no idea. He wasn't given a fair crack of the whip.
I don't think he was.
I think he got sent off against Chelsea. Costa played him like a fiddle.
He stood up to him.
He stood up to him, and he got sent off. Costa kept on his toe, and he reacted. He reacted, so he got sent.
Now about Costa winds people up, you know.
And he disappeared after that.
Yeah, he did.
He should have just run his studs down the back of Costa's legs.
The following January, we sold him.
Yeah, so
what the hell
46 appearances.
Yeah.
He did win 2 FA Cups and 2 Community Shields.
I'm not surprised.
And he came in 2015, and left 2017.
I saw something about him the other day. He's tearing it up wherever he is.
He's still playing well.
Yeah, he's one of the, I can't remember what team it was, but
I think it's Villarreal.
He's like a stalwart for them.
Yeah, he's a good defender.
Yeah. It's just
something else must have happened. I don't know.
Probably with the Brazilians, wasn't there the problem with their passports at the time? Or
something like that, yeah.
The same thing we had with Eduardo.
Or agent asked too much money or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I liked him. A good defender, I thought.
Yeah, he's a very good defender.
A bit miffed as to why he, got sold so quickly. Yeah, so quickly. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw one more up, and then we're going to continue after the international break. So it breaks into part 4, but we're going to start on this name, and we're going to finish when we come back. So this name, and it drops, Laurent Koscielny.
Yeah, Laurent Koscielny. I thought he was a great player for us, but he tarnished his reputation with his exit. Yeah. I think he issued an apology.
Yeah.
Did he?
A few months ago.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, but that's
damage
was done.
Yeah, I think
he had time to think on what he'd done.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
He shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, he did.
He was a great servant for us. He was a great servant for us. 10 great years.
So he made 255 appearances. That's brilliant, man.
That's a lot.
3 FA Cups, 2 Community Shields, and 9 seasons.
I don't know what the rush was to get out of the club. I don't know whether something was said behind the scenes that pissed him off.
I think there was some ongoing because apparently he played a lot of games injured. And
he could have put himself in legendary status for me.
Yeah,
he deserves it, but
100%.
The way he exited was
because
poor.
His thing was that he refused to train with the team. He refused to join the team on tour, and is the disrespectful, obviously.
Yeah,
but we only get one side of the story. We don't know what the disrespect was coming to him.
Him and Gazidis weren't seeing eye to eye. Apparently,
surprise.
And
but do you show that disrespect to the fans, the club?
The only disrespectful thing is what I saw, which was him taking off that top, that Auxerre, was it Auxerre top?
Yeah,
and
the reveal.
Yeah, to reveal. Yeah, that was a bit. I can't believe he agreed to that.
Yeah.
And that pretty much is what most Arsenal fans will remember. They're not gonna know about what happened behind the scenes and he refused this and he refused that. Is what they see.
Yeah.
And that lost him a lot of fans.
Okay.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for his service, but there's an asterisk.
Right. So we're going to continue with Laurent Koscielny after the interlull.
Yep.
We're coming close to the end of the show.
Yeah.
To be continued. Same bad time, same bad place. Don't forget, kids.
We'll see you after. We'll see you after Leeds. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So quick predictions.
Yeah.
All right. So what we expecting out of the lead away to Leeds United Ellen Road? I'm going for 3-1. I'm going for us to just.
We have to. But
don't forget, Leeds have lost their last 2 as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a hard game. What are we saying, Lord Vader?
Yeah.
I'll go for a 2-1 or a 3-1. I don't know which one. I think it's going to be a very tough a tough fought game, and Arteta's going to want a reaction.
Yeah,
but I think we'll come out on top.
Yeah, I think the way that we play this kind of a position might suit us.
Yeah.
So they'll come on to us, and hopefully we'll hit them on a break. But you just never know with this toothless attack, right? So if we convert our chances, we're going to win this game. So I'm going for 2-1.
Okay, so
2-1 Arsenal.
That game will be played Sunday, the 22nd of November.
Another Sunday game.
After the international. Okay, so you've listened to the Magic Show, where it's been me, Lee, Jam,
Magic Hat
Gabs.
Jam.
Adios, folks.
Please tell us your handle.
Magic Hat Jam.
Lovely. And anyone wishing to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, you can catch us on the Magic Hat Show. You've listened to the Magic Hat Show. Yes, we're down. I woke up like a bear with a sore head, but you know what? Take us out, and we'll meet you on the other side of the interlull. Intro music, take us out of here. Yeah.